love, and welcome back to another series of In the Comments, or comment dive, or just answering your questions. So let's get straight into it. I'm in the comments today and I am answering all your questions. So I have a comment. So someone is commenting on my Microlocs 2-strand twist. You know how you do the before and then after, then and now kind of thing. Okay, this is I'm not even going to try to pronounce the person's name. But anywho, this person says, is there a way to take down 2-strand twist dreadlocks and start all over again if it has been longer than 2 years? Yes, if your locks have been 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you can take down your locks. The longer it has been, it requires more patience, but you can take down your locks. If your locks are thicker, it will take less time. Keep in mind that your hair has been shedding within the locks, so you are going to lose some hair when you comb out your locks, because it's all the dead hair that's been, collecting at the bottom of your locks. You're going to lose that hair. But overall, if you cut them down, if you cut your locks shorter and then comb out what's left, you're going to lose less hair because the shedded hair is typically towards the bottom. But if you're locking your hair, if you're taking down your hair from like out here, you're going to lose a lot of hair, but it's not going to be hair that's still attached to your scalp. It's going to be hair that has shed and then died, and they're just hanging on to your locks, okay? So yes, you can comb them out. It requires some patience. Some people have combed them out dry. Some people have combed them out wet. So if you're going to comb wet, make sure you condition, and then take your time and starting from the tip and just take your time to comb it out, okay? But yes, you can definitely comb them out. How long it will take depending on the length of your hair and how many locks you have. I've known some people, like my sister, she cut her locks down. She had like almost 400 locks. It took her 2 days, but she had help. I've also known some people who, comb from the tip, did not cut anything, and it took them about 3 months. So it all depends on you. All right, let's move on to another. This is Tracy commenting on asking. So this is a video I did on eight reasons why your locks are hard, how I keep it soft. So someone said, what's newly locked and how many months? Okay, so I guess in that video I was giving instructions on if your locks are newly locked, here's what to do. And so she wants to know, what do I consider newly locked? So newly locked is typically 6 months or less. That's what I would refer to it as. It has not budded. It hasn't budded yet. It's soft. It's still, the ends are still open. Some people will mature locks, ends will still be open, but newly locks, their ends are definitely open. So to me, for when I'm saying newly locked, typically 6 months or less, I'm referring to as newly locked. Okay. All right, let's look for another question. Okay, so this is another question on a video that I did on how to maintain locks with the Nu Loxx Tool. Someone said, can you use this tool for self-retightening? You can, but I don't recommend it because it is, you're literally contorting your body to be able to get it done. Can you do it? I've done it. I can do it, but it's not my preferred tool for self-retightening. I prefer the needle looking kind or the latch hook, the pink and green kind for self-retightening. I do not personally recommend the Nu Loxx Tool or anything that looks like it for self-retightening because of the difficulty, but it can be done. All right, next question. This is for a video that I did on my wash day routine. So Judy asks, for newbies, after you wash, how long do you keep the hair braided before you take it down? Right after, mostly dry or damp? So great question. After you shampoo your Nu Loxx, given that you have braided and banded, right, with rubber bands and everything, after you shampoo your Nu Loxx, you rinse it out really well. You're shampooing with a clarifying shampoo, no conditioner. You're rinsing it out really, really, really well, right? Because you don't want to leave shampoo on your scalp because then it'll give you dandruff and make it flaky and itchy or whatever. So you rinse it out really, really well. And then you towel dry your hair. Once you're done towel drying your hair, you will leave your hair alone. Leave it in the bundles, let it dry completely in the bundles, especially if you have a looser curl pattern, let that baby dry, okay? Let it dry completely and then take it out. If your hair is more of a tighter curl pattern, you don't have too much issue, it doesn't look like you're going to have any issues with slippage, you can let it dry about 90% and then you can take it down. But if you have a loose curl pattern, if it's soft, if it's heat damage, straight, baby, let it dry. Let it dry. Let it dry. Let it dry completely, okay? Because you do not want to risk any slippage, because slippage costs, okay? It costs to fix slippage. So Judy, great question. So another question, I did a interlock install on a client with beautiful red hair, right? And I just showed some of the process, and Angela is asking, how does she keep her hair moisturized with the color to prevent breakage and drying? So when you have colored your hair, especially when you have lifted your hair and then lock your hair, I have a leave-in, my cocoa almond leave-in conditioner that I have clients use on a daily basis to help their hair, give it some type of moisture, but not too much where it's going to cause the locks to unravel. So it is light enough to where it does not create any buildup, residue. It does not cause the hair to be too soft where it's going to loosen up. It's just right, right? So you want to use that daily. You can also use rose water daily to help. Now, if you have a very, very loose curl pattern and very soft hair, definitely it might help for you to twist it, then spray, or braid it, then spray. Or if you do the opposite, to spray it and then braid it down, okay? So you're not causing anything to unravel. And then definitely shampoo your hair. And you're gonna use a clarifying shampoo. You still can't use any conditioner. But my best advice to people who are locking and they want to color, you can color, but try avoid bleaching your hair, lifting your hair before locking, because you're going to be on a strict regimen. And if that person who's coloring your hair don't really know what they're doing and over process your hair, you are going to have breakage. So that particular client, before she locked her hair, she got it colored, she did moisture treatment, she did like hydration treatment, deep conditioning, and all. She literally babied that hair, and then we locked, and then she sprayed often, and she has not had any issues with breakage. Even when I was doing her hair, it was nice and moisturized and soft. It wasn't dry or brittle. So whoever she went to did a phenomenal job with her color and taking care of it. Some people, they over process your color, and no matter what you do, it's going to break. So you got to make sure you're going to a colorist who know what they're really doing. But if you can avoid not bleaching before your locks, please avoid it. So here's so this question is by Tanya. She's asking a question based on a Microlocs explain video that I did. What are Microlocs anyway? So I did that video. This was probably over 2 years ago now. And Toya is asking, the question is, can you make I'm assuming a video. Can you make a video about people getting Microlocs installed by comb twist? I'm 6 months locked, and that's how mine was started. And my retwists are palm rolled. I did get my perimeter interlock once to stop from unraveling, but after that I only get palm rolled. And my hair does look exactly like Sisterlocs, but I wanted my, I guess she's trying to say it looks like Sisterlocs because I wanted it very small. I went this route because of cost. I paid $250 for install, and I get retwist, wash, install every 4 weeks at $100. I'm just wondering, has anyone ever done it this way, or am I the only one? And do you consider this a good or bad way to start? You're extremely knowledgeable about this. I had to subscribe to you. Would like to hear your thoughts. All right, so this is not a bad way to start at all. This is actually a a very cost-effective way to start if you're looking for Microlocs and trying to save. You can get your the comb coils as small as you want, and then you can interlock for maintenance and that baby's gonna lock in no time. And everybody's gonna be thinking, "Oh, girl, I love your locks. They look just like Sisterlocs." Ooh, and you're gonna be like, "Girl, thank you, thank you." Most people don't know the difference. And at the end of the day, matted hair is like hair. So whether you start with 2-strand twist, coil, interlock, braids, that hair is going to mat from not being bothered. So once it is matured, I know that they have different, they look different when they first start off, but when they are mature, they pretty much look the same. And so I have a handful of clients who I maintain who have started off with coils. Some of them are as small as Sisterlocs, some of them are bigger, but most people will not know. My older sister, not the one y'all see in my videos, but my older sister, she started her locks off with coils, and they were very small. And then she palm rolled a couple of times and then start interlocking for maintenance. So now everyone just thinks she has Sisterlocs because they're so small. Although her parts aren't as small as Sisterlocs, but because she has fine, low density hair, her locks are really skinny. So people think she has Sisterlocs. So Toya, to answer your question, this is a pretty decent way to start. And why people don't start this way, you have a lot of people who's tied to the name, who's tied to the Sisterloc name, the brand, so they want that, you know. So I have people who come for consultations when they can't afford Sisterlocs. They'll come in for Sisterlocs and I give them the price, and if they can't afford it and they really want locks, I'll give them other locking options. And then I think they think they're getting something less than. I don't know about y'all, but to me, locks are locks. So I think she's thinking she's getting something less than, or she's thinking that it's not going to be the same outcome as Sisterlocs. And mind you, her hair is really short. So by time, most people who want coils, their hair, who I'm giving that option to, their hair are really short. So by the time they lock, the whole thing's gonna be interlocked anyway, because by the time you coil those and they come back in 4 weeks and you shampoo and interlock for maintenance, the coil slides, right? But it does create a stopping point. So it does slip, but it creates a stopping point. And so you start to interlock, and that stopping point is pretty much how we back home to start a lock. That's pretty much what it looks like. But for some people, depending on their texture, that coil, it gives them that cute little squiggly curl at the end when you interlock for maintenance, right? So why people don't start that way, I think it's psychological, because I do give people options. I give people tons of options when they're looking to start their lock journey and they can't afford one. I give them other options that's less expensive, but the outcome at the end is still the same. You can still get it parted however you want. If you want a brick layer, you want the parts stack on top of each other, you can do that. When it comes to the comb coil or 2-strand, you can do whatever you want. As long as the person understand what you want, you can do whatever you want. If you say, I want coils, but I want this part size, and your hair can achieve it, you can get it. If you say, I want 2-strand twists, but I want this part size, you can get it. If you say, well, I want interlocking, but I don't want them small, I want them big, you can get it. As long as your hair say, Pauline, I can do it, then I'm going to do it. So the technique is the technique is a preference, right? So Toya, that was a smart way to start, especially if you got them small, baby. I know folks are already telling you, oh, your locks look just like Sisterlocs, and you're like, thank you, you know. And if you got your grid just like it, who gonna know the difference once the bad boy locks? And if your locks are short, no one will know that you started off with coils. Like I said, I've had one of my clients on, we did a lock talk, and she started off with coils, and we interlock for maintenance. I have a handful of clients where we started off with coils and interlock for maintenance, and you cannot tell a lick of difference. Okay, so I did a post. This is a question. I did a post on, are you subscribed to my channel yet? Are you? Are you subscribed to my channel yet? If not, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button and go back and watch some other videos. Because trust me, if you're liking this, you're gonna love the other videos because all I do is drop knowledge. Okay. All right. Miss Claire asks, I really enjoy your channel. It is very informative and helpful in my lock journey. Aw, thank you, Miss Claire. I am 6 months into my second set of locks. Second. All right. 2 is the charm. Okay. I had traditional locks for 7 years and combed them out on 2020. Now I have DIY Microlocs. Go girl, DIY. All right. My question is, should I have trimmed my hair prior to installing my locks? I have a few locks that are normal size, halfway down, and extremely skinny the rest of the way. It may have been from breakage before lock. Should I cut the skinny parts so the locks can grow and lock correctly? Thank you so much. Okay, if your hair is uneven before you're locking, if it's damaged, go ahead and get rid of them straggly ends. It's not going to do you no good. It's not going to help. Just go ahead and get rid of it. First of all, your loctician who's doing the locks will thank you for it because it will be easier to start the locks when it's healthier. Because most of the time, if you're interlocking, we're starting at the tip, right? So if you're interlocking and we're starting at the tip, we got the back comb. We start at the tip, so we got to work our way down. So if at the tip, we're just dealing with 2 strands, how are we going to lock that? We need hair. So it is healthier when we start with a family of strands together, okay? So if it's uneven, trim it. If it's damaged and straggly, trim it. If you have heat damage and you don't want to deal with bunching, or you don't want to deal with the maintenance to prevent bunching from heat damage, relaxed, or straight hair, trim it, okay? Now, if you lock and did not trim and you can see like, oh, Pauline, I didn't know that, girl. I didn't know. Then you will let your hair lock, right? Let it lock completely. And then you go and cut it evenly and make it all, give it some shape, make it cute or whatever. But do not cut while it's locking because all it's going to do is cause major unraveling. Now, when you do cut when it's mature, it is going to unravel a little bit, but it's just going to unravel a little bit, not a whole bunch as if you were newly locked. I hope that makes sense. But Miss Claire, I hope that answers your question, and thank you so much for enjoying my channel. Okay, last question for the day. Okay, so I did a lock talk. It was a Q&A lock talk, okay? It was live. I believe it was live. Okay, Miss P. All right, talking about having almost instant regret. I did my research and got prepared for the install and it went fast and great, but the sticker shock of the first retie have me scared. All right, I didn't think the retie would be my downfall after getting the install. I'm not trying to knock nobody's prices. All I can say is for the client that's going to get an install, don't just get the price of the install, get the price of the retie. Get the full extent. And a loctician, if you're a loctician and watching this, I'm not picking at you because y'all know I don't like picking on nobody. Wow. It does not benefit me or you to pick, okay? I would just encourage you when you're doing your consultation, when you're giving them the install price, let them know what they can expect for ongoing maintenance. Let them know that, hey, just so you know, you're going to have to maintain, let them know how many weeks they should be expecting to come back and what is it going to cost. And if you have to do any repairs or anything after the retightening, then let them know what your rates are for repairing, slippage, bunching, or whatever. Let them know all of that up front so they can make a wise decision or educated decision about, can I pay for this? Because the last thing we want to do is put some locks in somebody's head and they can't even pay the first retie. We don't want to do that. So definitely let them know. I let my clients know they come for the install. Okay, this is your install cost based on your lock size, your texture, whatever. I need to see you back in this such and such amount of weeks. After that, I'll let you know if we're going to extend your time. This is what the retightening costs. If it goes over X, Y, and Z, this is what you can expect. I'll let you know all of that because I don't want no surprises when you come back and I give you a price. I don't want you passing out in my chair because you know, I don't think my prices are falling out prices anyways, but I just want you to be informed. So as a loctician, we want to educate, and as a client, you definitely want to make sure you verify all the costs that you can expect to spend, so you can sit down and think, how much will it cost me to maintain this lifestyle? Can I afford this lifestyle? Is there another option if I can't afford this lifestyle? Okay. And then shop around. You don't have to do several consultations, but if you really like the person that you're going to for your install, you can say, okay, I like this person for my install, but I can't keep up with that retie price. Let me shop around to see who can do my retie, but just make sure that that person is good. You know, make sure that they're good, because you don't want to get a flawless install. You don't want to get a great foundation and then transfer to somebody and they jack you up. And then the person who started you looking like, now who told you to leave? You know, like, you don't want them doing you like that. I don't mind, you know, if my books are available when the client reach out to me and they want to come back, I don't mind if there's room. But at the same time, I personally don't like cleaning up other people's messes. You know, if people combining your locks, doing this, doing that, and you coming back to me to fix it, I'll be looking like, this is work. Like, I got to do all this extra work. I don't too much like that. Because now the work is left, the hard part is left up to me. So definitely do your research, shop around to see who is within the price range that you can afford. And don't be afraid to ask the loctician. If you can't afford them, don't be afraid to ask the loctician, well, do you have someone who is comparable or someone who is decent, but less than you? I will tell people all the time, I have people in my circle that I refer out to. So if someone can't afford me, I'll say, oh, well, you could go to X, Y, and Z person. This person is great, because I'm not going to send you somewhere where you're not going to receive great service. Because at the end of the day, quality is still important to me. And my name is on the line if I'm referring out. Like, that's just me. That's just how I think. Like, I don't want you coming back talking about, girl, you refer this person and jack me up. I will send you to someone I know who is going to take care of you, and I know who is as particular as I am. They just might not be as fast. They might, you know, there might be some things that, you know, they might not shampoo. They might not do certain things. So therefore, they might not work at a suite. So therefore, or a salon. So therefore, their price might be a little less. But don't be afraid to ask them, hey, do you have someone else you would recommend? Because I can't afford that. And if they are a good loctician and they have a community, then they would. But if they're trying to, if they don't want to share that money, they don't want you going elsewhere, then they probably won't. But at the end of the day, do you really want to deal with somebody like that? I doubt it. So, all right. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this in the comments segment. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel to keep getting more of this good stuff. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.